Performances in... My eyelid. For his performances in Biloxi Blues, of A View to a Kill, The Dead Zone, I love that. Yes. And of course his Oscar-winning performance in The Deer Hunter. Starting today, he's got his biggest challenge yet. He faces the Caped Crusader in Batman Returns. Please welcome Christopher Walken. What's the Batman set like? When you're on that set, what is it like?
Well, there were, I think, 8 of them, huge sets, all of them. Monstrous.
Yeah.
And one of them was on a set that's just a big tank, water tank. It was the Penguin's lair. And it's a very famous old set where they shot Spartacus and big places. All of them, Gotham City.
Okay. Let's see. The Penguin is Danny DeVito.
Right.
Now, he was very secretive, very mystical about his character. He kept it under wraps.
Well, that makes sense. He looks so special, and his makeup really is great, and he's great, and it makes sense that they would try to keep it as much of a surprise as they could until the last moment. I used to say hello to him in the morning, and he was Danny, hello Danny, and then a couple hours later, he'd be in this makeup, which even in life and right up close was totally convincing. But he did something that I'd never seen. His eyes looked different. You can't make up your eyes, and he really looked like half a bird and half a person.
That's acting. Yeah. Wow. Tell me about Max.
Max is industrialist. He owns Shrek's department store. He's the last man on earth to wear spats on a daily basis.
Yeah. Where did they get the name, Max?
Max Schreck was a German actor who made the original vampire movie, Nosferatu, the silent one. We've all seen it. And that guy who you see going like this is Max Schreck.
So, does your Max like blood? What's the
Well, he's a sort of a vampire. He's a contemporary vampire, but I think it was just a whimsical choice of names.
Yeah. Now, are you happy with the movie?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I saw it for the first time the other night.
Big premiere?
Huge. I've been doing this for a long time. I never was involved in anything like that.
Where was the premiere?
At the Mann's Theater on Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
2 blocks of people on both sides of the streets and cameras and a red carpet. And I must have a notion of movie premieres that comes from the movies. I know movie premieres from the movies, and I wore a tuxedo. And I was the only one there with a tuxedo. People were coming up to me saying, gee, you really look nice. There was a lot of people dressed like bikers,
Let's talk about your look. Have you ever sat alone and wondered why they mostly come to you for menacing bad guys?
I have. I asked a friend of mine that once, and he said to me, because you're good at it.
Yeah.
Which seems like a good answer. I think it has to do with the way I look, my face. It has to do with the fact that I've been in show business since I was a kid, so I'm naturally different. It has to do with the fact that movies are very expensive, and if you are effective in something, chances are you're going to be asked to do it again. But I was watching Walter Matthau on an interview the other day, And he said that for the first part of his career, for the first 25 or 30 movies, he always played villains. He played the heavies. He said it because if you're not handsome and you're not really homely, they make you play the bad guy.
Well, maybe I have a career ahead of me in the film business. Is there some kind of organization to support penguins or something that's mad at you guys or something like that?
Well, I think that people who are watchful of cruelty to animals are right. They should be. But in this case, I was there. I worked with the penguins every day. I got to like penguins very much. And so did everybody else. And of course, they were very well taken care of. They had trainers. They had people from the ASPCA watching. And but the penguins themselves are they're docile, very friendly, affectionate, like cats. There are two sizes. There are the big ones and the little ones. The big ones tend to eat a lot and then not eat for a long time. And the little ones are snackers. They like to eat all the time. And they come up to you and they hit you in the leg, you know, feed me. And they got to be very close. There were a lot of technicians on Batman, a lot of technical people working all the time, the crew, and it wasn't unusual to see one of the grips holding one between takes, so they'd go to sleep with their head on your lap, and they're very nice.
And you all did the right thing.
Oh, sure. Believe me, those penguins were treated so good. And then they toward the end, they had another job somewhere. So, yeah, in the last few days with them, we were with them for a long time, weeks, and they had their own area and pool and everything. And at some point, we had to hurry up and get them done because they had a gig in Europe.
That is very funny.
The other thing is that a lot of the penguins in the movie are not only, there are a lot of real penguins, dozens, but there were also robot penguins, which were controlled by people, and also there were little people in penguin suits. So not all the penguins are penguins.
Yeah. Let's look at a clip from Batman Returns. Sammy, show me something.
Max, you and I have something in common. We're both perceived as monsters. But somehow, you're a well-respected monster. And I am, to date, not.
But frankly, I feel it's a bum rap. I'm a businessman. Tough, yes. Shrewd, okay. But that does not make me a monster.
Don't embarrass yourself, Max. I know all about you. What you hide, I discover. What you put in your toilet, I place on my mantle. Get the picture?
What is that supposed to hypnotize me?
No, just give you a splitting headache.
The movie Batman Returns is open right now. This is Christopher Walken.